committee meeting of Monday, October 16th, 2017 to order. The time is 7:03. We'll begin our meeting again telling you that we have 2 vacancies on our committee, and if you're interested in participating, please be in touch with us at cable@douglasma.org or give us a call at 508-476-4000, extension 122. And I would love to have a few more people participating.
Actually, I have to correct that. We got new phones, and my new extension is 222.
And make that extension 222. And nice to hear that we have new phones, and I see we have some new windows in Town Hall.
I don't know if any of these are.
And, moving on to the financials. Still early in the season, but on full-time wages for the month of September, we had $2,339, with year-to-date expenditures of $7,407. With our part-time wages for the month of September was $997, and for the year-to-date is $2,329, and so we're running under 25% on those salaries, which is good since we're 25% of the way through the year. On the other items, year-to-date, we have repairs and maintenance of $93.15, no expenditures in this month. In the office, in the other services, we have $1,057 for the month, $1,408 for the year. We have office supplies this month of $55.68, which is it for the year as well. And we have spent this season $2,126 on additional equipment with no expenditures in the month of September. And so we have spent a total of $13,420 for the season, and this month was $4,450. Anybody have any questions on those things? We have some items that both Bob and I signed off on since the last meeting. We needed some new XLR connectors for our new audio mixer, I would assume.
Yep.
And those were relatively inexpensive at $55. We had AV signal lamp, which was for,
Community room recording.
okay, so it's the single amplifier, okay. And then our regular charge for the keyless entry system to the town hall of $93. And we had our internet charge for the month of October, Charter Spectrum of $175, and our membership to, this was for the
It's for the conference
conference
registration.
to the,
Alliance for Community Media.
I knew, I was gonna come to me. Alliance for Community Media of $200, and those basically were our expenditures for the month of September.
And I'll just note too, in the finances, when you were saying the other expenses or other services line, that's where these internet bills are going.
Okay.
That's why that's such a big item.
Thank you. We have the minutes of the last meeting, Monday, September 11th.
So I've read the minutes, and I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for September 11th, 2017 as written.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. I think that there was a resident who was having a little trouble getting their charter, and I think that's on the road to a good, excuse me, a good and happy ending. Excuse me. And correspondence. Is this the public records compliance thing, or correspondence for the month?
There's that and one letter.
Oh, okay. So we have the Town of Douglas Public Records Compliance Policy, which is lengthy and will be online if you're interested in seeing it. You can also see the appendix, which, to see who is in charge of the public records policy for each department, and there's a public records request form, all of which will be up online. The other correspondence we have is from Charter Communications, from Anna Lucy, the Director of Government Affairs, who is providing us notice that as of October 30th, 2017, the Sportsman Channel programming will no longer be available on Spectrum TV. So, if you have any questions about that, I think you have to talk to Charter. The coordinators report.
Yes. So attached is the September's meeting report. It's looking a little bit different. I've set the spreadsheet up in a different way, and I'm just kind of working out some of the kinks. But I'm trying to, not to bore you guys, but so the way I'm entering the information now, it's automatically calculating some of the items that I count at the end. Just trying to sharpen up what I'm doing, but I haven't quite got the coloring system down, so it's a little blotchy. Not a whole lot surprising there.
We have no recorded, not recorded, and paid.
Correct. We didn't pay for one
Okay.
one
That's a good month.
canceled. Yeah.
So your system must be working.
It's definitely working a lot better. Yeah. Up as far as updates go, we have congratulations. Our recording assistant, Sarah Guyman, had her baby, and she's on maternity leave till around November 8th. And I told her
Yep.
she can
that's
take
great.
that time, and then she said if she wants to come back earlier, I said that's welcome to, I guess. I mean, I don't. We're allowed to
Okay.
accept them back early, right?
I would assume so.
Um,
She's feeling up to the task with a new child in the house.
Yep.
So
So right now the staff is a bit short, but I've been just trying to cover some of them. But it's good because like there's some kinks in the Board of Selectmen live stuff that I want to iron out. So it's good that I take this opportunity to jump in and
okay.
figure that stuff out. On October 4th, I had Fred Fontaine, ex-Cable Advisory Committee member. He had installed the audio system in this room for the live audio. So I had him in just to take a look at it before I really start getting into it, just to see if there was anything obvious from the installation standpoint that he could point at. He said that he agrees with me that he thinks it's more of a mixing issue, and we kind of both were scratching our heads at the end of the time. So I have a theory on a way that I can rewire everything, because that system was put in place before a lot of the new stuff that we've put in. So I've just rewired it the same way it was wired before. But I think I can change the signal flow a little bit if I just hack out one or two pieces of it. So I'm gonna.
So the basic system that comes from this table is all new.
The system that records, so coming from this table into the other room, it's all brand new stuff. Into the recording is all brand new. To the live broadcast is all brand new. It's just there's speakers in the ceiling here that'll give some volume to the people at the table for audience members. And it's really just a live sound that, since we've put the new stuff in, I've had nothing but trouble with that live sound. But one of the checks on my list was having Fred come in as the creator to take a look and just say, oh, that's out of place. But he was saying it's all good. It should be good. We just have to mix it out. So still working on that. Oktoberfest was recorded on the 7th.
How'd that go?
It went pretty good. I was there for most of the day, and we had I had one person who was there all day, and then another person who was there most of the day. And I had spoken to the Oktoberfest committee chair, who expressed an interest in having cable record some different items than we usually do, because we've sort of concentrated on the stage because that's the easiest way to do it. and sort of expanded that. But they wanted to see some kind of different things this year. So I did a lot of running around just taping stuff, anticipating. I put it together as a program. And actually on here, I didn't even put on here, but I've already released one of the videos from the Wiener Dog races, which was a very exciting and successful event. It was so packed that I just want to apologize to the people at home if anyone gets nauseous watching the video, because I'm in it like this, and then the people are announcing over here, and then there's things going on, so I'm just like this the whole time. But I did the best I could, and there was hundreds of people packed, and I don't know how many people, but it was pretty packed. You see it on the video, but it was a good time. I was excited to get that video out. The community rack. So I'd thought originally that we would probably need to replace everything in the community room, which is the room next door, in the rack this year. But I'm pretty sure that just with a little bit of a tune-up with some new cables and stuff, new adapters, stuff like that, I think we can keep that online and maybe plan for an FY19 replacement of all that stuff. The reason is I think that we could look at the whole idea of the room. Like, part of what I want to do is not necessarily just keep the train rolling, but every now and then pause and say, is this the right way to go with it? So, there might be some different ways that we can design the capture in that room that might be better than what we have now. Maybe something less expensive even for general idea, or just a different idea of how to do it. I'm kind of rolling with the way that it was designed originally. Also in that room, so that room, I'll probably end up buying a bunch of new RCA cables, BNC adapters, different types of cabling, just to get all the cables brand new again. And then do an FY19, maybe have someone in quote something, see what we can do. But I think it's probably worth a discussion here to see where we want to go with that.
Okay.
Because we're trying to make it like a junior resource room, as far as having cameras mounted in the ceiling and microphones mounted everywhere, and then everything coming in through a multi-layered rack. And I definitely. We can keep it that way, but I was just saying if there's maybe another way to do it, we could look at.
What are we recording onto in there?
We're recording onto the Azure Key Pro, just like in here, so
Okay.
it's the
So-
same file format.
Okay, so that they can start that from in that room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Super.
The community room audio, I've had some people recently saying that it's just very low audio, that the broadcast volume is too low. So I actually checked out the rack recently and did some fiddling with the different modules in there, and it's corrected now. And I actually ran through this room's audio, that room's audio, and then we use cameras in other rooms, and I imported them all into Final Cut and actually used the waveform as a measure, and was able to get them all pretty concise now. So now that I know, now that I have that process in place, I can test more regularly.
Okay.
And then B, I can keep them all pretty much the same audio from this point on, so we shouldn't have that issue anymore.
Okay.
I have been uploading the government videos, and I've had like 4 people in discussions recently where I was discussing the online videos, and they say, why don't you just put them on YouTube? And I said, I actually am starting to do that. Sort of experimentally, just to kind of get the process rolling, to see what it would, how it would affect everything. And what's nice about it is that once I get it on, first of all, I'm putting the broadcast file on YouTube, so the files that we put on the website, the current website for online video, are highly compressed, really small videos, really terrible looking.
Right.
You can hear them pretty good, but I don't know if you could really tell who's speaking or not, because it's so pixelated. But so the better broadcast quality can be put on the YouTube, so the online is going to mimic the broadcast. And then another great part about it is that when I upload to YouTube, it'll automatically tag onto the Twitter page, post from Twitter onto Facebook. So now we have it in a lot of different formats right off the bat without
Okay.
having to share it. So, I mean, personally, I think it's probably our best bet. I'm still uploading to the old website as well, so I kind of have a couple different things going on right now, but, you know, until we get the website figured out, the YouTube is going to be a lot easier to adapt to the new website format.
Wasn't there an organization at some point we discussed that took all the meetings from everywhere and posted them somewhere? Or?
Yeah, so we're also on that. So when I post these videos, I'm not sure what the lag time is, but it will automatically be uploaded to this Internet Archive as well. So all of our public stuff is already there. So once we get the government stuff going, it'll be there. And that is a site. So on YouTube, it's going to be easier to share and stuff. But the difference is that on our website currently, there's options to download. So you could download these right to your computer.
Okay.
The Internet Archive backup actually has the same function, and you can download whatever, you know, it has like 5 or 6 different options of video files, so you can download whatever you are used to using. So that, you know, I think we keep that in place as well, so through the archive, which we're already a part of, so it'll just, as we go forward, it'll curate our YouTube videos right to that channel. Our in-house digital video archive, so I've been trying to collect so we've had all of our video files probably from 2006 on have been set on these hard drives that we then use to play back on the old playback server. And they were sort of trapped there because I needed some sort of PC computer to interface with that hard drive because it was formatted as such.
Yep.
So Scott Motika, the IT director, had lent me a PC laptop that I used successfully to transfer all those files. So now I have all the files from 2006 to 2017 on our Drobo in-house, which is our RAID system. So I have access to all those files now. I have them all in the one spot. All I'm doing now is going through and making sure I don't have doubles, or I'm double checking that I have everything. So I'm kind of going through year by year and checking off. So it's a tedious process, but I want to make sure that we have everything, or that I know what we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a separate issue with the old website protocol. As far as how we're doing the video now, is that you could go back on our old website right now and go to a 2006 video, you know. So I mean, unless I backload those into the YouTube, you know, over time, so I could, you know, do something like that, or you know, I don't know how else to give the public access to all those files except for transferring them to somewhere new, unless we can retain access somehow to the old file system and keep it online somehow. But it's not really under my control, so we're as far as figuring out. I mean, I don't know how often people go back to these, you know, 2007 meetings or whatever, but
Who knows?
yeah, and certainly if people requested them, I can easily give them to
They
them
can
now.
always request it.
Yeah.
if they want it.
But if we want to have them to, you know, the public to have access, then we'll have to it's probably gonna be a project to load those somewhere else, but we can do it.
But just to amuse me, I got a call at work last week where a woman was looking for a recording done in 1993.
Wow.
You have it?
Yep. It's there. Rights issues, but it's there. So which also makes me think, there's no new word on a updated town website?
All I have is the idea that we're aiming for January to switch over, and that's why I've sort of prioritized this video archive
Okay.
and start into YouTube. You know, I'm just looking at the YouTube. I'm looking at the current protocol, what we have in place, and how can we do similar. So like getting our YouTube feed into the podcast feed for iTunes is doable. It's just I got to jump through a few hoops, which I have to do through the IT director because he actually has the admin control over the domain. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
But it's doable. I'm just trying to make sure we can try to nail everything that we have now, and then I think we'll have more, because the other thing with YouTube that gives us is really nice reporting ability to see who's watching what and what's been downloaded, what's been viewed.
Yeah, that'd be nice to know.
Yeah, they have all kinds of metrics through the YouTube, so that'd be nice. I think too, I haven't gotten much feedback yet. It's only been a few days that I've made the government videos public on YouTube, so that they're on Facebook and stuff now. I haven't had many replies yet, but people are gonna be able to watch them right in Facebook browser instead of going somewhere else.
Good.
Yeah, so that's all for updates. And then upcoming, we got the Alliance for Community Media Fall Conference coming up, and then
Yeah, the special town meeting is coming
Yes.
up November 6th.
that's a highlight for me, because it's another kind of event. But
Yeah.
like I showed you guys last, I'm going to run it individually from the school. We're just going to tape it from the ground, and then I'll edit it back here.
Okay.
And then that's really it. The last item, we don't have any equipment this time, but the last item relates to our Tightrope video playback server for the broadcast files. This is so the software that runs the playback server, our software assurance runs out in December of this year. So I wanted to just get a quote and see if we wanted to move forward with more software assurance. They do update the program pretty, we've had like 3 or 4 this year updates.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff. It's a great software. So this will just keep us in the loop. We'll get automatically.
Yeah. Could you just check with Gene about whether or not we can pay for multiple years? Because I suspect we might not be able to do.
Where it's like a service contract or something?
Yeah, like if you it could be about spending money from 1 year that extends into another fiscal year.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, yeah.
So that's.
I'll check with her. I was going to suggest either the 1 or 2 years to
Yeah.
to start off, but.
Well, I mean, I would definitely go with the 1.
Yep.
And but if you do the 4 years is like getting 1 year for free.
Also to explain on here, the price that is shown is per channel, and our system is a 4-channel system,
So it's
so
you're
it's
saying
4
it's
times.
$1,600.
Yes, it's 4 times what you're looking at per.
Well, find that out, and we'll take it up. Great.
And he said that once we know what we're doing and stuff, he'll give us an actual quote, which might be a little bit better numbers too. So
Okay.
this is sort of a generalized quote. So I will check on that and get back to you
Okay.
guys.
And I had a couple of things that I thought I'd bring up. One, we were in touch with someone who is one of the new residents who has moved into the North Village condos on West Street. And was wondering about getting internet and cable service up there, and there is none at this time. There is I guess the infrastructure there to allow the cables to be pulled and put in, but that process has not yet started. I believe that the developer has given Charter all the paperwork they need to do it, but now Charter has to buy the equipment and start pulling cables into the complex, and then bringing it up to individual houses. So that was not done during the construction process, so it'll be left to Charter to. But I guess fortunately all the pull tapes are there, and all they got to do is pull the cable. So that's good news for up there. I just not quite sure how quickly that's going to happen. Another interesting thing that I found in the Blackstone Valley Express this weekend is that Northbridge Cable is kind of aggressively dealing with Charter with regards to the ability to have to broadcast in HD, as well as to have the listings on the cable guy.
Yeah.
And so to that end, our Senator Ryan Fatman has filed legislation to make that happen. So I don't know how far that will go, but Northridge is being very aggressive about it. The contention is that they do everything in HD and then they have to dumb it down to put it out on Charter. So, and it just seems to me at some point it's going to be worth it for Charter just to get rid of anything that's not HD
You would
and
think.
make everything HD, because that's where we are.
Right.
And we're not going backwards. And then the only other thing that I came up with is I noticed that Trevor Noah tweeted out that Spectrum is thinking about dropping the Comedy Channel. So if you
Oh,
want
can't have that.
to, so we gotta have something to laugh about in this
That's
world.
right.
So if you want the Comedy Channel, you might want to get in touch with Charter and tell them you don't want them to discontinue it. Although we have not yet been notified that they will discontinue it, but we usually get notification maybe 4 weeks in advance for those things. So that's what I have. Is there any other item that's
I have nothing.
like to be discussed, Chris? Well, hearing none, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll adjourn the meeting at 7:29.